Okay, good morning, YouTube. I hope that all is well. Hope and pray that all is well. I just had a thought yesterday that I wanted to share. It was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, but I couldn't get no private time. My daughter was hanging out with me tough, all right? But anyway, you may have come a long way. You know how they say in church, I come a mighty long way. Okay, or how some people say, what they used to testify, they would say, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. All right. And you will have coming down on your path, on your walk, or whatever. You may have had people in your life who did everything in their power to keep you, to put you down, number one, and to keep you down, okay? Maybe possibly for whatever reason, to feel superior over you. Maybe they, just don't like you, want to make you feel like you ain't shit. Maybe because you have a calling on your life, they didn't want you to achieve that. Just didn't want you to get into the knowledge and space of yourself. Know thyself. Didn't want you to know yourself. And because once you know yourself, there's really not too much. It ain't even about not too much. There's nothing anyone can do, okay, to suppress you, oppress you, control you, things of that nature. All right. Now, in order for that to be, these energies, these people or whatever, or I'll just keep it like that, okay? Because people are used. They will always say, in church, the devil uses people. But sometimes I'm not one to be always talking about the devil, the devil, the devil. No, sometimes it's just that person. That's what's in them. Maybe because of whatever has happened and occurred in their life, or maybe that's just who they are. Okay, because one thing they also used to say in church was that people need to quit putting stuff on the devil so much, and Satan. But anyway, and that's that thing about doing your shadow work, looking at yourself, being realistic with yourself, who and what you are. Okay, but anyway, sometimes and oftentimes people can see who and what you are before you do. And even if it's not about you, oh, you're going to have some great mission and the world's going to see you and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes there are people who just get a joy and a kick, out of oppressing others. I don't think there's nothing that happens on a grand scale that does not happen on a small scale. We see the oppression of nations of people, of large groups of people, for control, for whatever reason, whatever the reason may be, that happened on a small scale. Human beings are human beings. But nevertheless, these energies will put you in a space and place, and you can look at it on the grand scale too. And at as opposed to just the individual, what I'm about to say, on the grand scale, as far as what happens to groups of people, genders, okay, so on and so forth. You may feel like there are feelings that you will have about yourself that are not based in truth, not based in a reality, what's really true. But once these energies here have found a way to get in, to sabotage you, to make you think less of yourself. Because see, really what it boils down to is, again, knowing thyself. Like I always say, and I'm going to always say this with this. They always taught me in school, that's the greatest saying of all time: know thyself. I didn't understand that when I was young. I would hear that in elementary school, high school, all the time. Because when you don't know who you are, you can be just tossed around, thrown around, and I'm thinking of that scripture that says, thrown around by every wind of doctrine, anything that come along. And that's not doctrine. That's not just what a religion or a faith or anything like that. Words, things people have to say to you, about anything. The doctrine of you. I'm going to tell you the doctrine of you. And you going to sit there and listen. And you going to follow whatever doctrine I'm throwing at you about you. And you going to believe it. And they'll do that to you from when you are a child on. And oftentimes, people just accept it. What they say about me. So it must be true. But always, like they say, consider the source. Take the mote out your own eye, really, before you be trying to take it out of somebody else's. But then, as we have experienced life, walk our paths in life, as we age, as we grow. I don't know why I'm hearing the word humiliation. Okay. Humiliated. Maybe someone has, is humiliated in this process. It can be humiliating. People can be humiliating to you. And when they're trying to control you, that's their goal, to humiliate you. To keep your head held down. And to keep you from prospering, I am hearing, within yourself, within your being, within who you are. But as they're doing these things to you, especially if especially when it's a person that you've been around all your life, especially if it's someone whose opinion you value. And I'm really saying, definitely since you're in your childhood, maybe like a parent, an older sibling, those who you grow up around, family. Okay. And I do think too that sometimes these things that people say, like say for example, you have a parent who's telling you that you're lazy all the time. Oh, you're lazy. You're just lazy. You're lazy. Sometimes, we will take on that. You may not be lazy at all. They may be saying that to you, I don't know, for God knows whatever reason. And you may take on that characteristic because mama told me I was lazy. This one told me I'm lazy. Now, a person might be lazy, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else, being lied to, demeaned, diminished. And let's be honest, everyone has quote unquote lazy moments. Oh, I just feel lazy today. I don't feel like doing that. Because all I want to do is just sit here and just chill. Well, people say these things to people to get out of them what they want. To make them feel bad, to make them feel low. Also, once again. And the more and more people, you hear these kind of things that just berate you, not build you up, but berate you. You begin to take on an energy that's not your own. And walk through life with that. But then for those who say, become as they grow, and like I say, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, but when I became an adult, I put away childish things, not immature things, but necessarily, or how they being childish, like children are negative. Okay, but things that I took on in my childhood from the adults in my life, from the controllers in my life. As you put away those things, as you begin to awaken and become enlightened to yourself, and determine within yourself that you are not going to be what someone else has decided that you are, especially when they're not especially, period, when their goal was nefarious, when it was malevolent toward you. And you begin to walk into the knowledge of yourself. Well, as you're doing that, trust and believe. If them people still around, best thing is for you to get away from them folk. Best thing. Because they're going to keep on doing. Like when a person is a rehab, maybe they were an addict of some sort in rehab, they tell you, get away from those who, the environment that you became that in. Best you can, walk away from that environment. Like I had an uncle who had been an addict for years. And when he came into himself and decided that life wasn't for him, he tried to stay in the environment. But every time, he slipped back a couple times, and then he realized, I can't stay around here. Not if I'm going to stay true to who I am and not betray myself. That's what you have to do. Not betray yourself. And stay around that environment, those energies. Now, I ain't telling nobody, stop talking to them, all that kind of stuff. You handle your relationship however you want to, but you must know that the relationship that is most important is the one with yourself. That comes first. Like they say, for example, when mama happy, everybody happy. The relationship with self is most important. But as you're walking this path and as you're coming into the knowledge of yourself, okay, which makes you stronger, people will send those nefarious folk they will send in some whatever way them old energies back at you, especially if it's a parent or something like that. I want to say they know you, but they don't really know you in fullness. But they know you just enough to say, okay, they coming up out of there. Let me send that shit back at them. They may, project it in some kind of way, say something, maybe to trigger something in you. I don't know. Do they black magic, witchcraft, whatever the case, whatever they were doing in the first place that got that hook in you. So I feel that when you are moving in your being and in your truth and in the knowledge of yourself, the true self, you may have these energies come on you again, ride on you again, where you begin to feel low and that trapped and, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I ain't this, I ain't that, based off of the bullshit seeds that were planted in you by these nefarious folk who never loved you. Because that ain't love. Just know that what I'm saying to you is it's not real. How do you know it's not real? Once again, this is something that someone outside of you told you about yourself to demean you, control you. It didn't build you up. It didn't build you up. The seed was planted to grow in you, to tear you down, to keep you from yourself, to keep you from your truth, to keep you from being enlightened, to keep you from knowing thyself. And I'm not necessarily talking about, so that you can go on the great mission and blah, blah, blah. No, just knowing yourself, just being you. You are the great mission. You are the great purpose. I don't give a damn if you just a regular. And I'm not putting it down when I say regular, but I just like my 9-to-5 job every day. This is what I do. I don't give a damn if you a data entry clerk. You the great mission and you the great purpose. And that's not a put down. Everything is needed to keep things running and going smoothly. Everybody is not here to be no, I don't know, shit, great healer and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not putting that down either. I'm just saying. Hell, I think about when we were kids, when we were young, my age group, we kind of would laugh at a person. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing but a garbage man. The garbage man we found out later on, the garbage man made excellent money and he provided something valuable to the community. Fuck you talking about? You ain't gonna do nothing but work at McDonald's. However you look at food and dietary, whatever, that motherfucker is still running strong. It's easy to go there real quick in the middle of the day. You're hungry, you forgot to pack your lunch. You got a long drive, you got a couple of dollars on you. Let me just go get something here to sustain me for a few minutes. And there's someone in there to help you and assist you get what you need, so that your blood sugar don't crash and you fall out some damn where. And there are excellent work opportunities. Person can work up to manager, district manager, before they know it, they're working in the corporate offices, if that's what they want to do. It also provides a great beginning for young people get their first job. Teach them how to work in a team environment. I'm just offering not another perspective for the things we look down on, but a true perspective for the things that we look down on, since we live in a society full of lies to make you feel less than about anything you choose to do. You are the resource. The great purpose. And the resource, true. But you are, you, in your being. And if a person decides, whatever they want for their life, but based in truth, based in the knowledge of your true self, not some lie somebody told you to keep you down within your being, not with the work that you do to get money to pay for your living. Two totally separate things. It's on that note, it's a McDonald's area I used to live in, not far from there. Sometimes I would go there in the morning, get coffee or something, and sometimes I would walk in because the line would be all the way damn near out in the street. You go in there, and the older men are in there. They go there every day, retired, over in the corner, talking loud and enjoying one another's company. I love to see shit like that. Like they go to the coffee shop or whatever. I love it. See people enjoying one another. Living out their routine. And knowing, and they may not never talk to each other any other time. But we meet each other on, every day at the McDonald's at 8 a.m. for our coffee and bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. With honey and strawberry jam and a hash brown, and talk our shit and enjoy one another for about an hour or two and then leave. But nevertheless, I'm just saying. So when as you're moving forward, and these people, honey, you feel that woe on you from years ago or a time gone by, that you decided, no, you gotta go, and you pluck that shit up out of you and wrap that shit up and burned it or threw it away. But then people just can't feel like they can't live and prosper with you becoming enlightened about yourself and to yourself. Sometimes these people are afraid of losing you, and I'm not saying that that makes that it right, or you should feel sorry for them, or feel some kind of way about them. Because if they came up into the knowledge of their self, they would know they don't have to do no shit like that. If you truly come into the knowledge of who you are, you don't have to do nothing to tear nobody down. Fuck for what? Now I don't want to be, lonely and by myself. Okay, so tear another motherfucker down so they'll stay with your ass, with your non-knowledgeable of self ass. It's not even logical. And why should somebody want to stay around a person who wants to control people and demean people and make them feel less than? Why? Nobody want to be around that kind of stank energy. If they are around you, it's because you done beat them down so damn much they didn't, for some reason, couldn't get over that hump, that garbage pile that you throw up in their pathway. It's unfortunate. But anyway, I just wanted to say that if you feel that people are, these energies are projecting their energy, that negative, well, it worked before, you got to work now, we was able to do it before, we got to keep on trying. This is sad because these people are in some kind of what they call them, time loop, cycles that they can't break. And damaged, they're damaged, they want to damage you to, for whatever reason. People got all kind of reasons, but it really don't matter what reason it is. It's not your issue, it's not your problem. It is for them to, they got to walk their path too. They got to come up to the knowledge of themselves as well. But if that energy comes over you, and it can be, those energies are powerful, they're strong, because it's like it kind of made you, in a sense, shaped you. It is very familiar, but not it made you and shaped you, but not the real you. But it's familiar, and it can pull you down and pull you back into a place of familiarity and into a place of I just give up. It's easier, but really it's not. Because whoever the true you is always going to be nagging at you to trying to come forth, because that's what you were made to be and do and be, your true self. I ain't talking about a job. I'm not talking about an occupation. I'm not talking about how much money you make. I'm not talking about nothing like that. Just the truth of self. And the joy of being one's truth, one's true self. And I keep hearing, like I say, I've been hearing lately, true north. Yourself, your true self. Okay? And when you get to that point, that place, it really doesn't matter. Nothing, it doesn't matter what they say or do. Then before you know it, they're running after you because, shit, they want to obtain some of that knowledge too. How I do that? But they can't say that. It's pride and ego. And God knows whatever else, shit. But when that energy comes on you, just know. Like people say, sometimes these feelings, they're not yours. And when you felt that before, remember, it was never yours in the first place. It was never you in the first place. You do your prayers, your meditations, your affirmations, your burn your sage, whatever the case, whatever works for you. But also just the knowing, okay, here this shit go. I'm not saying for you to sit up there and get all tensed and frustrated and, oh my God, here you go again, blah, blah, blah. Then you feel like, well, I was gonna say, then you feel like you're constantly fighting, but in this realm we are Okay, like I said about Dr. Africa, he said it's a war culture. It's Western culture. Shit, the fucking earth, goddamn. Okay. Um, but it's just, I feel like it's also a part of, because if it's not just if it's not a parent or someone close to you, it's the larger society telling you constantly in some way, shape, or form that you're not good enough. Okay, you 2 pounds over the ideal weight. Now let me go starve myself. Even though I'm hungry than a motherfucker. Okay. Or, whatever. Got to look like this, got to act like this, got to be like this. It's something that doesn't even fit your paradigm, who you are. Everybody got to be cookie cutter, robots. And if you're not, then something wrong with you. Okay. And I will say this. Striving for a perfection in a material realm, there is no such thing. I didn't say your divinity. Your soul. I didn't say that, because your soul is perfect. But also not realizing that okay, how can I I had this book years ago. I wear glasses. Well, I don't now because I had LASIK eye surgery. Okay, I wear glasses. Been wearing glasses since I was in the fourth grade. Okay, so I got this book years ago called "Take Off Your Glasses and See." It was 2 books I got. Well, one was called "Take Off Your Glasses and See," about how to naturally, quote unquote, fix your vision. And I tried some of the exercises and everything, and it started to work a little bit. I was like, wow, this kind of works. But one thing they were saying in the book was that the whole 2020 vision was based off of, I don't know, I can't remember the doctor, okay, but guess whose vision it was based off of? His damn secretary. His secretary, goddamn. And it wasn't a thing of, oh, she's got perfect vision. No, I don't have the book anymore. Okay, and I can't remember if that was in Take Off Your Glasses and See, or if it was in the other book I had about it. I can't remember. But, so in other words, you mean tell me, and to this day, they're basing off 2020 vision, or whatever's supposed to be perfect vision, off of some random woman who was the man's secretary. Yep. Like the woman who raised me was a nurse. She always said when they say they practice in medicine, believe you me, they practicing. She saw all kind of shit, okay, that she would share here and there. They practicing the shit. So that's what it's based off of. Yeah, that's it. This is what I'm saying. And who was she? Probably somewhere dead and gone. Why was she chosen? I mean, what? When they want to tell you you're overweight or underweight and all this kind of stuff, but the whole structure is based off of one particular race of folk. When we can look and see, it don't take a fucking genius to look and see that people of different races and ethnicities are built differently. But it's based off one, and if you don't fit that one up paradigm under that race, then You're unhealthy and fucked up. Come on now. This is what I'm saying. But anyway, I don't want to veer off too much. I just want to say that so when those energies come, you recognize them, you acknowledge them, and that knowing what it is. This is not, me. This is not real. It for somebody, something, or maybe just me and my growth here and walking my path here. Okay. This shit has come back up, but you're not real here. You can't exist here anymore. You cannot live here anymore. And if you're somewhere and you ain't got time to burn no say, you can always say a quick prayer, okay? But you ain't got time. I don't give a fuck if you're in a goddamn business meeting. You can say that shit to yourself. Pray without ceasing, okay? You ain't got time or whatever, okay? Whatever the case may be. I see you. I feel you. I know who and what you are. You don't live here. You don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. You don't live here anymore. Okay? Don't let that shit attach back onto you and make your vessel is home. Shit. You are your home. And don't be worried about nobody's how they feel about it. Neither. What you done change? You ain't. You need help. But see, why put yourself under that kind of scrutiny and abuse? If they did it once, they're going to keep on doing it. Now, everybody's situation is different. Some people may have to, in their position where they have to take care of a parent, who did that kind of crazy ass shit. And that parent damn sure better be glad that you're willing to take care of their ass. I don't give a fuck how old they are. But, some people, they'll put their ass in. I can't take this shit no more. I'm not about to live with this shit no more. And put their ass in the nursing home, goddamn. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to say that, they're going to keep on trying, and even if those people aren't around anymore, maybe through death or whatever the case may be, sometimes stuff still comes up. These things may still, kind of creep into your mind or whatever, your being, like, and, you just recognize it and say, buddy, you got to go. I'm still on my path. I'm still moving forward. All right, that's all I wanted to say this morning. I hope you all have a wonderful day.